Hennessy nipito aye dia fra ene wo bia bebo ye mo say mo pay me back, I'm taking back my energy bia me jama e Japan Kennedy. Me and rap Kasahari thing, that is the allergy. You rob big banks but we give it to the charity. Damn, Kalana say me and celebrity Kasahari but we put a rasta for identity. Some I need boniface should be to the cemetery when you MK4 and come up with bomb of fatality and your brutality means your apology. Finally say bang bang bang.
Jeez, uptown energy.
Your uptown energy, man.
He's bad.
Nobody bad. Yeah, man.
Aquaba.
Yo, me also.
Welcome to London, UK.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
I mean, you're not really a stranger to the UK, are you?
No. But I'm still grateful, you know.
You're still grateful?
Yeah.
So you come here, we've seen you go on Tim Westwood, we've seen you with DJ Adu, you know, you're basically on the top even when you're here. How has it been for you? How did you get to those places?
I think the normal way of answering this question is through links, you know. Right. But it takes hard work. I know that's the kind of question you want to ask. It takes it's also normal too, but really hard. It takes hard work, a lot of hard work, you know, concentration, and it depends on the time that you like how you work within your own space and then within your own time. You know, it's not Sebi started here now. What I say, it comes in artist life. You know, certain things happen. Apart from you being an artist, you are a normal human being. Things happen to you. What if Una went in you and drew and swear? But that shouldn't happen. No. So all I want to say is that it's a whole big circle surrounding your life as an artist. Whether if you personal, it takes all of those things to be there. You get me?
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And you don't really need an introduction. Just for some of our viewers.
I'm Koja Saraba for Nanabu Isiako, the 37th, aka YAA. Michro School Solomon Entry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's your government name?
Yeah.
Solomon Entry.
Yeah.
So how does Solomon Entry become the Prince of Music Origin?
Yeah, I remember this name, everywhere I go. You know, when I was starting my career, I always used to tell myself, when I was starting, I used to go to a lot of radio stations because I was a good rapper, I done battles, and all they ask the first time is, who's this guy? YAA, you know, my name always fished me out. Right. You know, that's one thing that has got me far too, because I was one out of a million, you know. So back to your question.
So YAA. How did that come about?
That's why you're asking right now. You see it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's one. And then two, when I found the name YAA, I was really interested in it because I'm a rapper and I like to think about concepts and then things that can make you explain yourself more, because you know when you have the content, that's when you can write about it. So when it sounded PONO, Prince of New Origin, I like the pronunciation. I like how it sounded because definitely a lot of people would like to know. Yeah, but what I shocked them is before they know, I've already told them through my music. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and because Prince of New Origin is where I come from, and I consider myself as a prince. Yeah.
Okay, so you've basically taken certain characteristics about you and you branded yourself in
according to it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in the musical industry, especially in Ghana right now, we here in the UK, we keep hearing about things like branding.
Yeah.
You know, we keep hearing about, you know, people going on radio tours. They want to stand out. Do you know what I mean? For you, and I believe you've done that perfectly. So how long have you been in the music industry then?
I've been in the music industry for a long time, man. For a very long time. But being in the music industry for a long time depends on how long you do your music. You know, people are in the industry, but they don't work every day. You get me? But they count all those, they count the numbers, which is not real. You know, I'm always music focused, music minded. And so I believe that I started music from birth, because when I was little, it's also part of my life now. But I couldn't write, and that's not my fault. I couldn't think, and that's not my fault. But whoever I've turned up to be today started from my infancy. Whether music or everything started from my infancy. If you ask me when did I start eating, well, I might be little because I can't eat myself, but I'll still drink my mom's breast. Yeah, so it's like that. Maybe the blood is in me. I didn't recognize that, oh, this particular day I started music. There are people like that. There are people who never tried music, people who never did music. But let's say maybe after they turn 30, they get that passion from God and they start. It's influence, you get me? But mine is from birth.
Okay, that's amazing. So you're born in Tema.
Yeah.
Am I right? You're born and raised there. Did you live anywhere else apart from Tema when you were growing up?
We had to move from Tema to Ashaiman because my dad sold our house in Tema. So at that time, my mom was already building in Ashaiman. So we had to go and live there. And we had to go so fast that these people that we sold the house to wouldn't, you know, we wanted to move before they come in. You know, that was some family thing, you know. Real family thing, make I remember. It wasn't easy those times, you know. That was what even encouraged me to write most of my music, you get me? Because when we went to Gulf City, when we went to Ashaiman the first time, I didn't know anybody there. All I knew, it was a new site too. So there was a lot of bushes around, you know. So I just picked my pen, paper, go sit there, write a lot of freestyles, do whatever I can do about music. And it was so hurting too, but very enjoying. Because after getting the time to and the space to write everything that you want to do, then you can't put it on a record.
True.
You get me? So I kept on feeding myself with this. And in the end, it helped because when I started visiting radio stations, I started battling, and all those things really helped me because I had lots of rap, I had lots of bars, man.
that is really just the true story of an artist, you know, because many people, we don't get to hear the backstory, we don't get to hear the nights where, you know, you keep working.
Yeah, I mean, we had to move from our house, our Community 7, which was already cool, to... Because my dad had a problem. We had a family. We had problems with, you know, we had financial problems, you know, because my dad gave birth to like 8 girls, and I'm the only guy at that time, you know. So when all these started, even though my mom and dad felt the pressure, the children felt the pressure too. You get me? So I was like, yo, man, I have to hustle hard, you know. And make sure I get something from somewhere else, because all these things happening is going to affect my schooling and it's going to affect anything I do financially. So I should really work hard on the other side. You get me? So after they sold, you know, women are good keepers. My mom had saved a lot, and because of the, I don't know if I can say it on your, because of the fuckery that happened in my family, my mom was able to get us a new house. And it wasn't really ready, but we still had to be in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. And we love our moms for that. I mean, you know, I'm from Ghana myself, and I've seen Ghanaian moms really just hang on.
R.I.P. my mom.
Yeah. I heard the song that you wrote for her.
Yeah.
Really beautiful piece.
23rd August.
Yeah. Wow. So, you know, this has been sort of a sore story for you to get here, and you know, diamonds are being created out of immense pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And really, you're a gem from Tema, from Ghana. Do you know what I mean? Which is why we're here talking to you and want to know more about you.
Oh.
Would you say your family was musical as well?
Yeah, my grandpa was a drummer for one of the most famous artists in Ghana, Ghana Ba.
Right.
Yeah, he used to drum with them, and they had a group. I mean, it's a long time ago. I don't really remember because all I remember is when my grandpa had a show close to our place, then he would come visit my mom. That was my mom's dad.
Right.
And so he's the only person I know who was in music. Apart from that, most of them are actors and actresses like Eunice Banini, Nat Banini, you know, other people, Albert Kuvodu, Davio Davi, you know, and yeah, a lot of people from my extended family are actors and actresses rather than musicians. Yeah.
That's a great story, and you turn out to be one of the best rappers, and you won Best Rapper of the Year.
Best Rapper of the Year, yeah.
You took home 3 awards that night.
Yeah.
I mean, some people talk about their old glories. You know what I mean? As you let us understand today, you've been in music throughout your whole life, but you still have glories literally fresh from day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How did that make you feel? How does that make you feel like you're still that prominent?
Yeah, it's just, for me, it's just a picture. It's just a picture. If you are a footballer and you get on the field, you might hear so many things. Your friends will tell you, yo, when you get the ball, yo, kick it here. Coach will tell you different thing. Manager will tell you different thing. But when you get on the field or on the pitch, you have to use your own. Yeah, so it's just a picture that I see, which is great. But I believe awards are rewards too. So, but I don't really celebrate them. I celebrate my career more than the awards because I need a lot of them. Yeah, but things like this shouldn't conflict with your kind of music you do or anything. That's what I'm saying. It's just a reward. It's one part of, you know, acknowledging music. There are different ways of acknowledging people who do music. It's not only awards, get me?
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm really grateful for being the best rapper of the year and the hip life artist, and then I won the best collaboration too with Stoneboy. Shout outs to Stoneboy for hard work. We all put in hard work, and that's why, you know, we are here. So I'm just looking at the picture, not the main awards or.
Well, congratulations anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
You're talking about that picture. Where do you see your music in, let's say, the next 5 years or so?
Well, only God can judge that. You get me? Only God can judge that, because no matter how we wish for in our lives, we all have an endpoint. We all might die, you know. So I'm not saying say anybody all dream papa now say dream, but no. If you don't believe you are not gonna die, then you're not gonna make enough properties, or you are not gonna make sure your family is comfortable. Right now, my family is really comfortable, and I have my background. I'm really solving things. I told you where I'm coming from, so my focus is solving things around me, which will make my people comfortable in the next days to come. I think that is the most important thing. But with my music, I keep on working hard, and I studied myself. I worked in a slow space and determined my time. Like, I was watching my time as my time was coming. Unlike other artists, like when they come, they just get signed to big record labels. They don't see anything in life. They just follow their music dreams and they have it. This is a guy who's put all together, rising from the ghetto. You get me? This is not like, oh, where did you get your music? Or how did you do your music? Oh, I slept and I dreamt about it that same. We don't live life like that. I lived a real life to get me here. So I saw all these things within these years. So I'm the very example or the very experience to see my next 5 years.
True.
And I see it like it will, because I have an experience of what happened in the last days. So I see success But that's why I'm saying only God can judge. If I'm not sick or if I'm not dead, then we wish for the best.
Well, we pray that God really just, grants you more years for you to
Amen.
do more exploits. You spoke about, the building things from the ground, you know what I mean? And I don't think we can talk about YAPONO without mentioning Uptown Energy.
Yeah.
How did the whole movement come about?
The movement came about, one guy called Scooter Sass. He was our first producer. Not our first producer, but he was the producer living in our area that we used to work with in the hood. So he put me on. Not like we were all friends, but it takes. And at that time, you wouldn't just go to someone's house to just record because it wasn't a studio. It was just a setup in his room. So we started recording with that potentials, and we had friends. We had friends that we used to go. We roll, we sit tight, and then we take a spliff sometimes along the streets, and all these people knew that we were on a move. So sometimes it's also a proof to those people how they see us now today, and then they like what went on. But this is what started the Uptown Energy. Just us talking, rolling together, we found we found some of us having similar talents. So like Sugar Kwame, Ejinke was part of it. Dopey, who's now he's in a Sherman, was also part of it. Oheni Amoakon. Okotoe now at Taboo the Superstar. I mean, a whole lot of people. But now we have new people who have also joined us, who are not that new, but they are with us. They've been there for us. Like Otope, who's also really doing good. Oheni Amoakon is also from way back. So this was just a boot camp. But when I started, people thought it was a record label. I mean, like, how can I start a record label when I needed one? You get me? But I feel like everything that anybody does in this world, everybody can do it too. It's just a dream, unless you don't have the dream. I had that dream to build it up as a boot camp, so that whenever we had problems with other managers, Uptown Energy artists can be signed to any label. We are just a boot camp. We just pick ideas from the scratch. And no matter how we go, we come back and we still work together. This is the Uptown Energy.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love how you refer to it as a boot camp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There are people here in the UK who would say, they're solely part of Uptown Energy, that they feel spiritually connected to Uptown Energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've watched a few of your videos where, you would go to a studio, an FM station or something, you have the whole Uptown Energy in there, and it's really, really beautiful to watch. Here in the UK, do you have a place that you would say, you know what, this place has got the most amount of people who support Uptown Energy?
Oh yeah, I mean, UK, I'm not a UK-based artist in the first place. And one thing about migrants, immigrants, and I say migrant to someone, people who leave their country to live here elsewhere, move by how they work, their jobs should be closer to them. So even though you can have a Ghanaian community, it's not necessarily say, oh, Obiawa Hasi, and I say Hana fan base, no, they move by job. You get me? So it's splitted all over across, like all over, and you can find Ghana people everywhere. So my music is really doing good everywhere, but I think mainly the south.
South of London.
Yeah, south of London.
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing. The reason I asked that question is because your performance at the Ghana Music Awards UK, it was so energetic. People literally going all out for it. How does it feel like for you to perform in Ghana and to perform here? Do you feel any different at all?
The difference is what you feel before you perform. Because on the stage is on the stage. In Ghana, on the stage is on the stage. And then not every Ghana stage looks alike. Different kind of stages we have in an artist's life. You can have a big stage, you can have a medium stage, you can have a small stage, you can have big stage in here, you can have small stage in here, you can. But when you compare a big show in Ghana to a big show, let's say here, that is when I can give you the comparisons.
Okay.
You get me? But I can't just compare Ghana to here.
That's true.
Yeah, because you are talking about stage performance, and that's what I do. And I've done a lot, and I know the differences between, you know, certain stages. But what really, I'll talk about what really helped me and how I'm going to answer this question before. When I started up, I was a genius, you get me? So people were like, oh, this guy is dope. I mean, I was really famous before I became popular. So most of the big shows in Ghana, they let me start it. Or they need a hype, you know, someone who can hype the show before the other artists come on. But now it's not like that anymore because man big, you know. You get me? Yeah, now I'm the main act. So even watching that, and then watching that over here as the main act from, you know, starting a show from Ghana to here, it gives me excitement. And it doesn't make me fear. It gives me more energy to work, and it's wonderful how people love me here. I wouldn't say it than back home, but also more acquainted, you know. More feel change if you for. But all the same, you can find all the most interesting shows and shows in Ghana because that is our origin and that's where we come from. Because when you release the music first, that is where it hits before it comes here because that is our origin. You get me?
That's true.
So performing here, I would say it's just exciting and just upgrading. But when you are performing home, you should know that you are promoting and putting yourself, you know, there. Yeah.
It's really great. And you know, you talk about the different performances, the different stages, all of these things. You know, you've got a few albums out now. Should we expect another one in the near future?
Yeah. I have a new album coming up. It's called Happiness. Actually, it's a collection of tunes. Happiness collection tunes. I'll release my albums based on setting, you know. The first one was I did a mixtape album, which I felt it was right, so I did it. And the next one was the second mixtape album. I felt it was right, so I did it. The next one was my Nsemkwa album when I was in Pidgin music, because I started doing alternative music for my alternative people. And because I need to circle some ends to get here, I did it. I wanted to do it, and I did it nice. I then released Faster Than Ghost last year, and it's great. It's also, I wanted to do it, and I did it. Happiness Collection, I just released one single from the album, which is YAA and the Master. And already I'm having these awards and travel, and then it's already trending, you know. So maybe early next year, the album will be out. Yeah.
YAA and the Master. So who is your master?
YAA, you know.
That's like the best answer ever. Yeah. Before we wrap up, you got a big fan base. I mean, there are many people that they would probably even sing your songs word to word without even knowing your face. So you got that sort of presence online and, you know, in a music setting. What would you do for a fan that you saw to be unique? You know, I mean, there was this fan that would, you know, you said, you know what, for you I'll do anything. What would you do for that person?
I have to ask the fan. I think we need to create a relationship first, because I don't want to lose. So I don't take things I want to lose.
Right.
You get me? I always want things that will benefit both of us. Maybe a bit much will be pen now. So yeah. So I need to. That is when you know what the person really needs. You get me? I do this often, but silently, mostly, you know. Yeah.
So you're not promoting on the socials. You just.
Yeah, I just do it. Yeah, I just do it, and my mind and my moves with social media is a little bit very developed.
That's amazing. It's been great having you on the show.
Thank you.
Obviously, I can't just let you go as the rap genius without, dropping anything for our viewers. So.
All right. Yo, Munchemini and Anoso Name Bosso Name Tamason. So the party will be starting 12 o'clock into Yashiato. So Hennessy Nipito, Diafra, and then we'll be able, yeah, Musemon pay me back. I'm taking back my energy. Energy via Mijama e Japan Kennedy. Me and rap, Kasahari thing, that is the allergy. Yeah, Robbie big banks, but we give it to the charity. Damn. Kalana se me yene celebrity. Kasahari but we put a rasta for identity. Some I need boniface should be built to the cemetery. When you MK4 and come up with bomb of fatality, and your brutality means your apology. Finally, bang, bang, bang.
Jeez, uptown energy.
Yo, uptown energy, man.
Really bad.
Nobody bad.
Dale, thank you so much.
I appreciate, and I would like to thank all my fans in UK. Stick to my music, love my music, follow my music, follow my team, Uptown Energy. We got loads of artists also coming out. Number 3, the Black Boy, a whole lot of people. Shout outs to Joe Black, our management team, Brobe, Frank, and Joe Black himself. Shout outs to my little baby, Levin, my family, Molly, my dad, everybody, RIP Mama, Sugar Kwame, everybody, Z, Uptown Energy to the fullest. Bang, 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 bang.